Can you dig it?
Are you all right?
Who is that? Who was that?
Jeez.
Who was that?
How's it going? Welcome back to Winning City Digits. This is Carl. That's Vic. Bulls drop tonight, 114-109 against the Sixers.
Do this a couple more times, man. Slap your head.
There's a lot to unpack with this tonight. Where do you want to start?
Let's start off with our sloth first quarter.
Okay.
Flat. We came out flat.
I love how you turn off the music when you talk.
Yeah, I'm ready to play it on again. Okay, so
Storm, what's up, brother?
The first quarter was just terrible. We gave up 36 points. Our defense in the first quarter is just lacking, and I don't understand why they can't get motivated or ready to play in that first quarter. So getting behind by 19 points and repeatedly getting behind these games are killing them.
Well, look, we talked about it last night. You can't give up 37 points in the first quarter and expect to win, right?
I want some energy.
Look, Storm, I'm not going to use the energy excuse tonight, but you definitely missed for sure Drummond for sure tonight. I don't know how much Iowa would have made a difference, but definitely having Drummond tonight hurt. But that aside,
I would agree with that. If the Bulls did have Drummond, you noticed when Embiid was out.
They went to Derrick Jones Jr.
We did take advantage of that time when he was out with three falls, when we kind of made a little bit of a comeback.
Look, here's the question I have:
but they should have won that game.
They should have won the game. I'll get to my other point in a second, but
I didn't know you had another point.
Look, Zach had his chance to be the guy tonight. And he missed at least two of
the same exact shots
when the game was tied.
Yep.
Right. So Zach had his chance to be the man, to be the $200 million man that we're paying him to be. Right.
Yep.
And he didn't get the job done. Right. So like if I go with Storm's, I said with Storm's comment there, right? Taking away the injuries, right? Because you got to play with what you got, right?
Storm's on a roll.
I
just put it out.
Yeah, I'll get to that in a second, Storm. But like, look, Zach had the chance to be the guy. He could have put the pressure squarely back on the Sixers. He had a chance twice to put us in the lead, and he didn't do it.
It's not all on Zach.
No. Look, it's not all on Zach, but
those two shots. Yep. Joe Cowley put out there that $200 million, a max guy makes that shot. I don't know if he makes it every game, but he makes one of those two shots because that was an easy shot. That is not a typical shot, a spot that Zach shoots from.
Neither is Joel Embiid shooting a three to win the game, but he still hit it.
Joel Embiid can hit threes.
Right,
so
but
I don't know what you're talking about. No, Joel Embiid is better than any guy on our roster.
Right, you're right, but the point is that you don't design the play for him to shoot a three to win the game. Right? That's not the way you draw it up. You're drawing up so that, you get something in a basket, whatever the case is. He made the right play, he hit the shot. Down the stretch, both Harden and Embiid made all the shots they needed to make. DeMar didn't get a chance because he got double teamed.
I think our defense actually played halfway decent, except for that first quarter. I don't think we played that horrible defensively.
At the end of the day, you were in the game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, besides that first quarter, we did not play horrible Guys were moving their feet. I thought Pat Williams did a nice job defensively. I thought Vooch did an overall decent job against Embiid. Let's see. Turnovers was ridiculous. We had 18 turnovers to their 17.
Well, that was pretty even though.
Well, yeah, I know, but how many people just stepped on the sideline? I mean, it was like 4 guys.
Well, again, I'll say it. Look, at the end of the day, you were in it with 4 minutes to go. You were right there, tied, and whatever you want to say about the defense, the roster, whatever the case is, you had a chance to win this game. And, bottom line is Zach didn't hit those shots.
I like how you just blame it on Zach, but
I'm not blaming. Look, that's why you signed him for the max guy, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that the case?
Yeah,
you signed him to be the max guy.
It wasn't just on Zach. That's all I'm saying.
Look, like I said, you throw everything else out the window. You got to where you needed to be in the fourth quarter. You were even with the Sixers in the fourth quarter. That's why you got Zach to be the max guy. He's got to come through in those moments.
He's not always going to come through in those moments, and he hasn't been the guy. It's been DeMar. So that was the first time I've seen a team defend DeMar like that and forcing another guy shooting.
Because
this year.
Right. But look, and I agree with Storm here, right? He's max contract. He's the max guy. He's got to step up in those spots.
He's not the guy on the Bulls team yet. He's not. It's still DeMar. DeMar is our closer still. Even if you're paying him $200 million, DeMar is our closer.
If every other team knows DeMar's your closer, they're double teaming him. Someone else has to step up.
Well, yeah, they're finally. This is the first game I think I've seen him getting double teamed like this season.
And everyone else is going to look. Everyone else is going to go to it now if they don't think Zach's going to be able to close the game.
That's great because I think Zach's going to come through more times than not on those shots. Now, if you tell me he's going to be driving the ball at the end of the game, I don't believe that because he will be hitting the ball off his knee like he typically does. Someone will hit the ball out of his hands. But he can make these shots. DDR is the closer.
If you look at it the other side, right, and you've got Embiid and you've got Harden, who took less money to stay on that team. Both of those guys were hitting shots toward the end and closing. That's why they won the game.
Yeah. Also, I would say that Harden is very similar to DeRozan. He gets calls that he shouldn't get on him. I mean, there are times like when he hooked up Patrick Williams, that was not a foul. There are some interesting falls that are called with James Harden where he initiates the contact, where he gets into the other player's open space. Very similar to DeMar. So,
but I think you're missing
the that great either. I'm not missing the point.
I think you are.
I am not missing your point, dude. You're just saying Harden and Embiid closed the game, right?
Okay.
That's what you're saying.
I'm saying, look, they hit tough shots toward the end of the game. They hit what they needed to hit. Zach had 2 open shots and he missed.
Harden was 2 for 13 in the game. I mean, he didn't play that well, except for the very end where he was drawing fouls and he got 11 free throws.
It's clutch time. That's when you got to come through. That's all I'm saying. You take everything else at the end of the first 41 minutes out of the game.
Still the whole game, man.
You're tied with 4 minutes to go. Who cares what happened the previous 44 minutes?
It matters, dude. They were down by 19 points in the first quarter. You can't keep on doing that. That's the entire team, not Zach LaVine missing 2 shots at the end. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Listen, I mean, I bet if you turn to Billy Donovan, he's probably lamenting about the first quarter again. You can't get behind 19 points and expect Zach LaVine or DeMar DeRozan or Vooch to bail you out at the end of the game by hitting a 3-pointer.
You absolutely can expect them to bail you out at the end of the game.
No, you can't expect you can't expect to be down by 19 points and have your lead player bail you out at the end of the game all the time. It's not going to happen. You cannot get
Look, it takes a team. Look, it takes a team effort to get you back into the game. It took a team effort for them to get back into the game, which they did. The point is that at the end of the game, you absolutely have to count on Zach and DeMar and Vooch to carry you through the end of the game and to get those points for you at the end of the game.
That is accurate. All three of them. Yep. I agree with that.
If the game is
all three of them.
Yeah. If the game is tied in the end of the game, right?
And you've got to have
last 4 minutes.
You got to have some role players pitch in too.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean,
that's exactly why they're your stars.
Caruso had a wide open 3 too. Should have made that.
Okay. Yes. Should he have made that? Yes. Right. But again, as someone said it earlier, I think it was Storm, right? I mean, max player, max expectations. You sign that guy for the max. Look, everyone's been disappointed already that he hasn't been playing this many games.
Let's talk about something else instead of this subject, man. I'm just saying they got down by too much, and you want Zach to hit one of those 2 shots. So do I. Move on.
Okay, look, we've talked about this before.
What'd you think about Billy Donovan's rotations today?
I didn't think he had much of a choice.
Well, what'd you think about Dalen Terry? Everybody was excited. Dalen Terry's getting some minutes.
Well, he kind of had to because you were down 2 players tonight. He didn't play very much. I mean, like, it was cool to see him to get into the game, right? But he kind of did that because it's the back end of a back-to-back, and I don't care what anyone says about the it's early in the season. They should be fresh legs, whatever the case is. Stacey even touched on it tonight. What the gauntlet the Bulls have been through in the first 6-7 games has been 2 times they played 3 games in 4 nights and 2 back-to-backs, and they're doing the same thing next week and the same thing the week after. So he didn't have much of a choice tonight. Yeah, he didn't have much of a choice tonight, right?
Dalen was fine on D for the whole 2 minutes he played, but he only played 2 minutes. So you're not going to get much of a chance playing 2 minutes in a game.
Yeah, I guess the other part of it, and I think who was talking about the roster, right? Someone, one of you guys, it was Storm or Skokes, right? I mean, why on earth do you have Tony Bradley Jr. on the roster if you can't put him in for a couple of minutes to play defense against Embiid?
No clue. Even Marco, for that matter. I mean, you put him up. You put him down in Windy City. You called him right back up, and
life of a two-way player, two-way contract, right? But I mean, look, you're already going to be out. Why not put him in there at least to body him up, be physical with him?
I actually didn't think DJJ did too poorly against him, but I thought the team's defense actually was pretty good the other 3 quarters. I thought they were doing really good helping out. They were staying with their man on 3 for most of the time. I don't think – what was the Sixers besides that first quarter overall? What did they shoot from three-point range?
Let's see. Overall, they shot –
oh, pretty good.
48%.
14 to 29, man.
Yeah, the only guy that sucked tonight was Harden. He was 0 for 5.
He was terrible tonight, except for the end of the game.
Yeah,
he's crafty. Okay. So I like this. This is another positive, man. We want to bring back Larry. No way.
COD, thanks for checking in, man.
P-Dubs, man.
Yeah, he's playing well. I mean, it was good to see him in at the end of the game. Be one of the closers at the end of the game. He seemed to be a lot more aggressive going through the whole tonight. He seems to be starting to find his groove a little bit. But what do you have? I think he got into double digits tonight, didn't he? Or 9 points. He had 9 points, but he had 1 block, 3 rebounds, but he had 3 turnovers. He didn't shoot that great. I mean, he was 2 for 5 from the field, 1 for 3 from 3. Did shoot
But
for 4 for 4, but
but his defense was pretty stellar.
yeah, I look. They were tough matchups all night because of the lineups we had. It was just, he's a good guy to have out there because he can provide some length. But like you point out every single time we do one of these post games, yeah, the 3-point defense sucks. We're giving up 14 threes for 48%.
I wonder how many I wonder how many threes they hit in that first quarter, honestly, because I think the mass amount of those were then.
I can tell you that in just 1 second. Let me
pull up my
shot.
And Storm saying Lowry and Wendell are really good players now. I don't know about Lowry's doing really good in Utah, but how many years did it take him to actually succeed? And we are already down on P-dubs.
They hit 5 3-pointers. They went 5 for 8 in the first quarter from deep, and we were 1 for 7.
Vooch kept us in that game with his 3-ball.
Yeah, tonight he played well tonight. He had an off night last night, but
19 rebounds.
And if you look at the games from what is it? Philadelphia played last night in Toronto. Let me pull up that. They were hot last night. I mean, Maxey scored 44 points last night in their game. Let me see what they shot from 3 last night. They were incredible last night from 3. So
yeah, they started off slow, but they're slowly coming back now, dude.
Yeah, last night they were 42% for 3. They were 16 for 38, and that's with Tyrese Maxey went 9 for 12 from deep. Harden was 0 for 3 last night. So Harden was 0 for the last 2 nights, and they still shot 48%.
Hey, Schwartz.
So
I'm glad about that bet. You know what? You're Storm saying Lowry and Wendell are really good players now, and I think Williams would be good, just not here. I mean, I think some people would say that's why Lowry and Wendell are succeeding better because they're not with the Bulls. So, it all matters about how a team uses them, and then their confidence. Carter's confidence was terrible when it was here.
Well, look, Lowry and Wendell with the teams they're at now. Markkanen's with Utah right now, and Wendell Carter Jr.'s in Orlando. Those guys are featured. Those guys are featured players on their team, which is giving them a chance to. Like Lowry always thought he should have been a featured player, but the coaching staff we had here, never thought he was that kind of guy, or they thought they gave him every chance to be, but he really wasn't. Right? I think the same is going to end up with Patrick Williams because again, you signed Zach to a max deal for 5 years. Williams is not going to be the featured guy here for the next 5 years. He might.
So Larry Markkanen's scoring 21.2 points per game right now. That's a career high. And 4 years ago with the Bulls, he had 18.7 points per game, playing 52 games a year. So let's see if he continues on that path because he had a very similar year with Chicago.
Yeah,
back in 18.
Storm, I think one of my point is that he knows his role. He understands his role. He's got the players around him. I think when he was here in Chicago, it was a little bit different situation for him. But he knows what he's supposed to do. He's a board guy. He's a rebounder. He's going to get the garbage points that way. They'll feature him every once in a while in the post. But Carter's pretty confident in the way he plays down there. I think trading him also kind of gave him a little bit chip on his shoulder because I thought he probably felt like he was going to be staying here. When they traded him, he kind of felt a little discarded. So,
now looking at Carter's field goal percentage over the years, he played 43 games in 2019, 11 points per game, 53% field goal percentage, 9 rebounds a game. The Magic this year, he's scoring 14 points a game, 45% field goal percentage, 9 rebounds a game. So I wouldn't say he's like a ton better. He's getting more minutes.
They're probably productive minutes because he's playing next to Banchero. He's playing next to Banchero.
Yeah, he's playing similar. He's playing more minutes, but similar statistics. In fact, his 3-point shooting is just as atrocious as it was when he was with the Bulls. It's 19%.
So, yeah. So anyway, they lose the back-to-back last night in San Antonio, tonight against the Sixers. They had a good shot again tonight. Poor start again, like you said. Poor start again. They did battle back. They did battle back their way, and they took advantage of when Embiid wasn't in the lineup, and they worked their way back into the lineup. There were some costly turnovers, some costly mistakes. I thought, and again, not to harp on Zach, but I texted you during the game that I thought Zach's shot selection was terrible in the third and fourth quarter. He was shooting from way too deep. And too quick.
Stacey was saying it too. He goes, "Oh my God."
Yeah, it was too deep and too quick, and wasn't working the ball because you're on that all the time. The more the ball moves, the better we are, and so that cost us a couple of possessions, a couple of points, possibly that hurt us toward the end of the game.
Absolutely, buddy.
But
hey, you roll with the punches. That's what you do as a Chicago fan, right?
They hung in there tonight. I mean, considering we were playing, Embiid and the hot start that they had, you didn't think we were going to get back in it, but we did. So I think it was a good effort. Like, if we can figure out the whole first quarter thing, I think we're going to be okay.
And maybe the third quarter too, because last game, I think it was the third quarter.
Yeah. And, someone mentioned it also about, don't talk about the injuries. I think it was Storm right out front.
It was Storm. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, the injuries, especially tonight, again, I think Drummond not being there definitely hurt. Dragic seemed to be not as big of an impact without Drummond in the game.
But you're right though, Carl. I mean, like, why not play some of our other bigs? Why not do that? Because we were smaller.
There's a reason why you dress 13 guys, right? I mean, if Tony Bradley Jr. isn't going to go in these type situations, and if nothing else, just take up fouls against Embiid and make him work on the defensive side. I think Stacey mentioned in the beginning of the game, the reason why Embiid has some success against us because we don't make him work on defense. Vooch is afraid to go in the post against him whenever we play Embiid. He's hanging. That's why he was 5 for 5 from threes, because he doesn't want to go in the post. At least if you make him work a little bit in the post, he gets a little bit tired. And I just don't understand why we didn't at least put him in the game, at least you put Dalen Terry in for a couple of minutes. I don't understand why you don't put in Tony Bradley Jr. Oh, it looks like I lost Vic. So anyway, yeah, guys, look, Jeffrey, you're right. Lonzo can't come back fast enough. That hurts. Storm, you're right. The last two games were games we should have won. Definitely last night we should have won. This one was winnable. Storm, I did not know he was a first-round pick. I had no idea it was a first-round pick, but he's on the roster. He's sitting there. You got to put him on. You got to get him out there and at least give him a chance to at least defend. Give Vooch a second to kind of rest, and you don't give up a whole lot on the defensive side. So tough loss again tonight. Was brutal. We had the chance. We were in it. I know Vic disagrees with me, but that's why you have the money guys. That's why you have a big three. That's why you have guys that aren't afraid of that moment, right? Zach wasn't afraid of the moment. He wasn't afraid to take the shots. He just didn't hit them tonight, and that hurt. So, are you back?
Look at you. Yeah, look at you up. You're up to 9 guys when I'm out.
Are you back? We're up to 10.
I'm back. I'm back, baby.
So what did the number count goes down.
What did I miss when the Wi-Fi came up?
I can't even see you. You're just a blank part on the screen.
I can see you now, man. I don't know what's up with the Wi-Fi, dude.
Okay. Anyway,
and we're back down.
Oh, there we go. We need to get you a better Wi-Fi. So I was just saying again, look, it's these were, someone mentioned these were two games that Storm mentioned. These are two games that we should have won, and
we absolutely should have won these, man.
You know, especially last night with the Spurs. That one was a rough one last night without Zach, and tonight against the Sixers, when you were in it right at the end, you fought your way back. That's one you should have taken, but unfortunately we didn't get it. So
our worst loss was against Cleveland.
Yeah, the worst loss for sure was against Cleveland. You're cutting in and out, by the way. So
oh, excellent.
I'm just telling you, like, you're frozen on the screen, but your voice keeps cutting in and out. So anyway, I think we're going to end it there for tonight. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Everyone that's been checking in, we do appreciate it. COD, Jeffrey, Storm, usual cast of characters. Storm, I know I missed somebody. Who else did I miss? Storm. Skulks, I didn't see tonight, but I'm sure you're out there somewhere. Skulks, there you are. Thanks for checking in. We will see you guys in the next video. Peace. Love.
Love.
And digits.